Blake, I want to touch to Buehler. I just want to get your overall thoughts on him today real fast. We'll get into it. And I just want to get exactly from you what you're seeing from 21.
So it wasn't good, but at the same time, I don't think his defense helped them out at all. I think all three of their errors came while Buehler was pitching, or at least two of them were, and then whatever one you want to count for Vargas there. But yeah, he's throwing his fastball too much, which I know that's something you've talked about a lot there. And his fastball isn't a pitch that can carry him like it used to. He can't use it to get out of big moments anymore. He can't just throw it over the heart of the plate and hope hitters miss it because of the velo there. Like, it's still got the velo a bit, 96, 97, but when it's a straight fastball with poor command, hitters are going to take advantage of 96, 97 every day of the week. And pretty much every at-bat you give them, like, you have to be able to mix in your off-speed and get them out. And he's not really pitching effectively. When he was good, he always relied on his stuff, and he was able to get through with that. But now that he doesn't have his stuff, he really needs to step up and be a true pitcher with command and mixing things up. And I kind of had some hope he'd figure that out and adjust to that, because he is a very smart pitcher and he's very deep into baseball analytics and always trying to make adjustments on things. But I think he's kind of having a hard time adapting to that a bit, and the results just haven't been good so far. Like, he said he feels great physically and better than where he expected to be, so I don't think you really want to point to that as the issue anymore. Of course, he's still going to have some rust on there, but I think ideally by this point you'd like to see some progress, and we haven't really seen that progress yet. So it's concerning, and I've said before the season, I stuck on this, we had a lot of debates on this, like, I don't think Buehler is ever going to get back to that top of the rotation type arm. My hope for him is that he can be a middle of the rotation guy, but right now he's really looking like a middling back end kind of guy, and it's just not what you want to see from him.
Yeah, I agree. And I see a lot of people bringing up the defense, and I'm with you. Defense let him down today. The defense let everybody down today. Extended innings, made people throw extra pitches. And that's never a recipe that you want. That's not going to get it done, especially in a blowout game. That's stuff that's just unnecessary, and it's going to push your bullpen to a spot where, just like we saw Evan Phillips coming in to throw, 30 pitches, which is absolutely criminal heading into a series like this. But to Buehler, about his fastball, it's a pitch right now that he's allowing, an expected batting average of 404. And he's just too stubborn to let it go. There's a reason why his usage on that pitch has dropped, since, where are we at now? I mean, it's to a point where he's throwing it like a third of the time, and a third of the time it's getting absolutely blasted. It's just a pitch that he needs to drop altogether. Slugging percentage, actual 720. So it's just, I don't understand why it continues to be his primary pitch, whether that's what he's got, or he just is having a tough time adapting to a straight sinker primary. But his cutter has been superb. His sinker has been great. I think this is, I don't know, Blake, do you think this is a lot of him, Buehler being Buehler, or this is just what he is? Like, there's no change in what he's got right now.
Probably a mix of both. I think Will Smith, when he's calling a game, it's generally fastball heavy in pitchers, and I know it was Austin Barnes today, but I think there's a lot of overlap in that kind of game calling, game planning type setup stuff. I think it could be Buehler is just most confident in that. He has the best feel for it, so that's what he's trusting there. Like, if you don't think you can throw your slider for a strike, you're not going to throw your slider in a lot of scenarios, so I'm sure there's some confidence level to it. I'm sure part of it is just the game planning aspect of it, and part of it's just Buehler trying to get back to where he has been in the past, and he doesn't want to fully give up on it yet, but there's going to come to a point where you have to make that decision and say, hey, this isn't working. Let's switch it up. So whether it's the Dodgers that aren't there yet or Buehler that's not there yet, I think it's going to come at some point. Like you said, the sinker has been really good for him, and the cutter has looked good. I think he can kind of adapt to be like Gavin Stone and really rely on his sinker and slider and cutter, which that helped Stone break out this year. And he dropped his fastball, and I think that's a great comparison for what Buehler could end up doing. He just has to really buy in and commit to that. And I'm not sure whose call that would specifically be, but yeah, it seems like pretty soon here, Buehler's going to say, okay, I'm in a contract year. I need to start putting up results. I don't want to be left off the playoff roster. How can we get this figured out? How can I improve? How can we be better? and then they'll sit down and they'll figure these things out. They just haven't got to that point for whatever reason.
Yeah, no, it's you know, I'm still waiting to see if anybody in chat has any other takes on Buehler besides just the obvious, like, he stinks, he sucks, get him out, wait till he's a contract year. And I definitely agree. I saw somebody bring it up. Yeah, Matty Man, like, he's fighting for his, his career. He's fighting for, coming off a big surgery. It's taken him a long time to get back from. And people still tossing out the window, and we're still in, trying to pull it up. I think he's in his first, however many innings we're at right now, 25 innings into a season, 5 starts so far, but it doesn't, he's had some success. Like, sometimes, like, he's able to battle back in counts, and his secondary stuff definitely looks like it's, there's a lot there. Like, I could say, okay, Walker, you have a good baseline here with your secondary stuff. If you drop that fastball, we could see, a solid run for him. And I definitely do agree. They do owe it to him, and it's the innings. It's the innings talk. They need these innings, and he's not going out there and single-handedly losing them games. Like, you look at the last few, it's, 3 earned runs, 3 earned runs, 3 earned runs. And that's about it. Like, it's not like that single-handedly is losing you the game, but it's just his command's not there with the fastball. His fastball is just a bad pitch. It's just, he's relying so much on the four-seamer. And I was talking to a buddy of mine who's way more critical, than I am, that he's having such a tough time getting away from the fastball, and he's having to work with not having elite stuff. And that's what carried him throughout his years. When sticky was a thing, pitch clock wasn't a thing, pre-elbow surgery, the second time. And now he's kind of getting exposed. So it's definitely something that they're going to have to monitor going forward. And it might just be to the point where, he is who he is. And this 4.0, and above ERA guy for Walker Buehler is kind of what it's going to be, because he just has a big tendency at the moment to find a barrel, find contact. And that's what 21 is, Rao. And it's unfortunate because he's got so much fire, and I want to believe he's going to get back to it. But it's the conversation that we had in the offseason. We just didn't buy in as much. I bought into his compete, and I bought into his that he's going to go out there and pitch, with tenacity, with heart. But we're just not seeing it so far in this 25 inning sample size. Any last thoughts with Buehler, Blake?
I think he's at 28 now with 3 innings today. It was the 6th start.
Is it?
Yeah, he's closer to a 5.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was looking at May. Sorry.
I think it's a 4.85 ERA right now, so definitely needs some work to be done there. I mean, with every pitcher coming off Tommy John, we're going to see ups and downs with them. They're going to have some starts where you're like, wow, they look like they're back. This is great to see from them. And then other times you're going to say, what happened? Where did everything go? And I think right now we've seen a little bit more of the what's happening, where did everything go with Buehler, which is unfortunate. I'm holding some hope that he'll figure it out and make the adjustments necessary, because, like I said, he's a very smart pitcher, and he is going to rely on the data to help him out. So that gives me some more confidence. But right now it seems like he's just being a little too stubborn, and they got to get that corrected and figure out what's going on and make the adjustments there.
Yeah. Yeah.